Imagine stepping back in time, not in a machine but through DNA. What if we could correct the mistakes of the past, bring back not just species, but entire ecosystems we've lost forever? Extinction has always been biology's final word. But no longer. In laboratories across the globe, a silent revolution is underway, turning the impossible into a race against time. In this video, we're diving into the science of de-extinction and exploring the 9 animals that scientists want to revive. From Ice Age giants to predators from our recent history, prepare to meet the creatures that may, soon, walk the earth once more. If you're as fascinated by this idea as we are, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us explore the limits of what science is capable of. Let's begin our journey with the most famous animal on the list. Our journey into the world of de-extinction begins with a creature that has become the poster child for this monumental scientific undertaking, the woolly mammoth. For millions of years, these shaggy, immense elephants of the Ice Age roamed the cold tundras of Eurasia and North America, perfectly adapted to their frigid environment, with thick coats, small ears, and large curved tusks. Their very image is synonymous with the prehistoric world, and their extinction approximately 4,000 years ago left a massive ecological void. But unlike other long-lost animals, the woolly mammoth is not merely a ghost of the past. Thanks to the frozen wastelands of Siberia, which have acted as a natural freezer, we have an abundance of incredibly well-preserved mammoth remains, including soft tissue, hair, and, most crucially, a wealth of intact DNA. This has made the mammoth the number 1 target for de-extinction. Scientists, most notably the team at Colossal Biosciences, are not aiming to clone a full mammoth directly. That's a challenge far beyond our current capabilities. Instead, they are using powerful gene editing technologies like CRISPR to splice mammoth genes, such as those for a cold-resistant coat, small ears, and thick layers of fat, into the DNA of a modern Asian elephant. The goal is to create a hybrid elephant-mammoth that can thrive in a cold climate, a creature they call a mammoth elephant. But why go through all this trouble? The reason is a bold scientific and ecological theory. Scientists believe that by reintroducing a cold-adapted elephant, they can help restore the mammoth steppe, a grassland ecosystem that once covered a vast area of the globe. It's theorized that the grazing and trampling of these large herbivores prevented the growth of forests and mosses, helping to reflect sunlight and keep the ground from thawing. By bringing back the mammoth, they hope to not only restore a lost ecosystem, but also help combat climate change by preventing the release of massive amounts of carbon trapped in the permafrost. The dream is to see a small herd of these genetically engineered behemoths roaming the Arctic once more, a living testament to humanity's power to not only destroy, but also to resurrect. From the colossal giants of the Ice Age, we now turn our attention to a far more recent and deeply tragic loss, a cunning marsupial predator from the land down under, the Tasmanian tiger, or thylacine. The last known Tasmanian tiger, a lonely male named Benjamin, died in captivity at the Hobart Zoo in 1936. But the ghost of this unique predator, with its distinctive stripes and wolf-like build, has haunted Australia ever since. Its extinction was not due to a changing climate or natural forces, but was driven directly by human hunting, as the animals were persecuted as a threat to livestock. This recent human-caused loss has made the thylacine a powerful symbol of our destructive impact on the planet and a prime candidate for de-extinction. Scientists at Colossal Biosciences, the same company working on the mammoth, are leading a project with the ambitious goal of bringing the Tasmanian tiger back. Unlike the mammoth, there are no frozen specimens. Instead, researchers are relying on preserved thylacine DNA from museum specimens and using its closest living relatives, such as the numbat or the Tasmanian devil, as a genetic blueprint. The process would involve using sophisticated genetic engineering to painstakingly recreate the thylacine's genome, and then using a surrogate marsupial to gestate the new animal, a scientific feat that would redefine our understanding of genetics and reproduction. But why bring back a predator that humans actively hunted to extinction? The goal here is not just to correct a past wrong, it's to restore a lost ecological balance. The absence of the thylacine as a top-tier predator is believed to have contributed to the decline of other species and the rise of invasive ones in Tasmania. By reintroducing the Tasmanian tiger, scientists hope to restore an essential link in the ecosystem, a living ghost of the past that could help heal a modern landscape. The idea of seeing this iconic, ghostly predator roam the forests of Tasmania once more is a dream that, thanks to modern science, is closer to reality than ever before. From a recently lost marsupial, we now look to a creature that represents one of the most stunning and tragic extinctions in recent history: the passenger pigeon. For centuries, these birds were an ecological force of nature. Their flocks so vast, they darkened the skies of North America for days, numbering in the billions. Their sheer numbers were almost unimaginable, with Audubon himself describing a single flock as a solid column, a mile wide, that took 3 days to pass. Their massive migratory flocks reshaped entire forests, breaking branches with their weight and creating clearings with their foraging, playing a crucial role in maintaining the ecosystem. But in a horrifying testament to human greed and hubris, a species that once represented 25% of all birds in North America was driven to complete extinction in just a few decades. The last passenger pigeon, a female named Martha, died in the Cincinnati Zoo in 1914, making their loss a vivid and recent scar on our planet's history. Like the Tasmanian tiger, the passenger pigeon's extinction was a direct result of human activity, making its potential revival a powerful symbol of atonement. A de-extinction project, led by the Revive and Restore organization, aims to bring this feathered giant back from the brink. The science here involves using DNA from preserved specimens and applying gene editing technology to the genome of the band-tailed pigeon, the passenger pigeon's closest living relative. Scientists are carefully selecting and inserting key genes to recreate the physical and genetic traits of the extinct bird, including its social behaviors, to ensure it can survive in the wild once it is ready to be reintroduced. The purpose of bringing back a bird that once numbered in the billions is more than just a biological novelty. It is about restoring a lost ecological function. Scientists theorize that reintroducing passenger pigeons could help restore the health of forests and ecosystems that were profoundly altered by their absence. The return of these massive flocks could reshape landscapes and help bring balance back to the environments they once dominated. It is a bold and controversial vision, a scientific project that seeks not only to revive an animal, but to also bring back a lost world, one feather at a time. We now fly to a remote land that was once ruled by giants, a place where evolution took a truly unique and magnificent turn. The islands of New Zealand, home to the now extinct moa. These weren't just big birds, they were titans. The moa were a family of 9 different species of giant flightless birds that dominated the New Zealand ecosystem for millions of years. The largest species, the giant moa, could stand up to 12 feet tall, 3.6 meters, making it a living, breathing testament to the magnificent scale that evolution can achieve when given the freedom to run wild, without large predators. They were the key herbivores in their unique ecosystem, browsing on the native flora with their long necks and playing a crucial role in shaping the forests. Their extinction around the 15th to 16th century was a direct consequence of the arrival of human settlers, the Maori, who hunted them to extinction. The loss of the moa left a gaping hole in New Zealand's ecosystem. The introduction of invasive species has since profoundly altered the landscape. This has made the moa a prime target for de-extinction projects. Scientists are particularly interested in the moa, not just for their awe-inspiring size, but because New Zealand is a relatively isolated environment, making it a perfect, controlled area for reintroducing a de-extinct species. The abundant, well-preserved moa remains and DNA, particularly from the Chatham Islands, offer a strong genetic foundation for a revival project. The goal is to resurrect this magnificent herbivore to see if it can help restore the ecological balance of the native forests and provide a living link to New Zealand's magical, lost past. Bringing back the moa is a bold vision that would challenge the very notion of what a healthy ecosystem looks like. It would mean introducing a giant herbivorous bird to a land that has been without a major native grazer for centuries. While it's a project with immense challenges, the possibility of seeing a creature of this scale once again roaming the hills of New Zealand is a dream that has captured the imagination of scientists and conservationists alike. From the remote, isolated world of the moa, we now travel to a tropical island where one of the most famous and tragic extinctions in history took place, the island of Mauritius, home to the now iconic Dodo. More than just a mythical character. In a children's story, the Dodo was a large, flightless bird, a unique species that thrived in the absence of predators. For millions of years, the Dodo evolved on its isolated island, losing its ability to fly and developing a trusting, fearless nature. But this very peacefulness proved to be its undoing. The arrival of Dutch sailors in the late 17th century introduced foreign predators like dogs, pigs, and rats, which, combined with human hunting, drove the Dodo to complete extinction in a shockingly short period of time. Its final confirmed sighting was around 1662, making it a powerful symbol of humanity's devastating impact on fragile ecosystems. The Dodo's iconic status as the face of extinction has made it a key target for de-extinction projects. Scientists are working with preserved Dodo DNA from fragmented remains found in museums and are using gene editing technology to begin the painstaking process of piecing together its genome. The goal is to insert these genes into the DNA of its closest living relative, the Nicobar pigeon, a bird with similar anatomical features, with the ultimate goal of creating a hybrid that is genetically and physically a dodo. Bringing back the Dodo is seen by many as a powerful act of scientific and moral atonement. While the Dodo may not have the same ecological impact as the passenger pigeon or the mammoth, its return would be a monumental triumph, a living testament to humanity's power to correct a past wrong. The sight of a Dodo once again walking the shores of Mauritius would be more than just a biological revival. It would be a powerful symbol of hope, demonstrating that our technology can be used not only for destruction, but also for resurrection, bringing back a creature that the world thought it had lost forever. From the shores of Mauritius, we now journey back to the last ice age, to the vast open steppes of Eurasia, where a shaggy, powerful herbivore was an essential part of the ecosystem, the woolly rhinoceros. For over 1 million years, this massive rhino roamed alongside mammoths, its thick two-horned head perfectly adapted for pushing aside snow and foraging on tough, dry grasses. With a thick coat of reddish-brown fur, it was built to withstand the freezing temperatures of its time. Its extinction around 10,000 years ago left a significant void in the mammoth steppe, the same ecosystem that scientists are hoping to restore by bringing back the mammoth. The woolly rhinoceros is a crucial part of that grand vision. Scientists believe that by reintroducing both the mammoth and the rhino, they can help create a more complete and resilient ecosystem. The presence of these two massive grazers would help to prevent the growth of dense forests and mosses, a process that could help to re-establish the ancient grassland and prevent the permafrost from thawing, thus slowing the release of massive amounts of carbon into the atmosphere. The woolly rhinoceros is seen as a key companion species to the Mammoth Project, a vital piece of a larger, more ambitious plan to use de-extinction as a tool for ecological restoration. The possibility of bringing back this massive herbivore is supported by the discovery of well-preserved remains in the Siberian permafrost, which offer a rich source of DNA. Scientists hope to one day use a combination of cloning and gene editing to bring this shaggy giant back to life, a living testament to a lost world. From the great megafauna of the past, we now turn our attention to a far smaller, yet in many ways more miraculous creature that represents a truly stunning biological wonder, the Gastric Brooding Frog. This tiny Australian amphibian, officially declared extinct in the early 1980s, was not just another animal. It possessed a reproductive method that would shatter all conventional understanding of biology. After a female laid her eggs, she would swallow them, allowing her own fertilized eggs to pass into her stomach. Her stomach would then magically stop producing digestive acids and transform into a womb, where the tadpoles would gestate for several weeks. When the young were ready to be born, they would emerge from the mother's mouth. This bizarre and breathtaking process, a biological feat that should be impossible, is why the gastric brooding frog is a prime target for de-extinction. Scientists on the Lazarus Project have been working to revive this unique frog using a combination of cloning and preserved DNA. The goal is not just to bring back a species, but to unlock the secrets of its unique physiology. By studying how the frog could turn off its stomach acids and transform an organ of digestion into an organ of gestation, scientists hope to find medical breakthroughs that could one day help humans with a range of conditions, from preventing acid reflux to potentially even treating stomach ulcers. This tiny amphibian, a living biological paradox, holds the key to scientific knowledge that could revolutionize medicine, a power that died with its last breath. The gastric brooding frog is a powerful reminder that some of the greatest scientific secrets aren't in space, but in the lost wonders of our own planet. From the biological marvel of the gastric brooding frog, we now turn our attention to a far less known, yet equally fascinating, example of how evolution can create giants in isolated environments: the Sardinian pika. Imagine a pika, that small, adorable rabbit-like creature you might find in the Rocky Mountains of North America. Now, imagine a version of that animal that grew to the size of a large rabbit, or even bigger, on an isolated island with no predators. This was the Sardinian pika, a unique species of a once giant rodent, a part of a lost family of island megafauna. It roamed the islands of Sardinia and Corsica for millions of years, living a peaceful life until the arrival of human settlers in the 18th century, who, through hunting and the introduction of new species, drove it to extinction. The Sardinian pika's story is a powerful reminder of how fragile unique island ecosystems truly are. When isolated, species can evolve in remarkable ways, and the loss of a keystone species, even a seemingly small one, can have a domino effect on the entire ecosystem. Because the Sardinian pika was a key part of its environment, its return is seen as a way to restore balance to the island's flora and fauna. The scientific challenge lies in using subfossil remains and fragmented DNA to piece together its genome. The goal is to one day use a modern pika as a surrogate to gestate and bring back a living, breathing Sardinian pika, a scientific feat that would redefine our understanding of how island ecosystems can be restored. The Sardinian pika's immense size, a phenomenon known as island gigantism, is a direct result of living for millennia without large predators. With no fear of being hunted, it could evolve to become much larger than its mainland relatives, filling a unique ecological niche. Its role was likely that of a crucial herbivore, grazing on the native flora and helping to shape the landscape of its island home. Its extinction, a direct result of human activity, including hunting and the introduction of rival species like domestic pigs and goats, represents a specific type of tragedy, the swift annihilation of a unique evolutionary path. For scientists, bringing back the Sardinian pika is not just a matter of resurrecting a single species, it's a monumental test of de-extinction principles. The challenges are immense, working with DNA from subfossil remains, which is often degraded and incomplete, and finding a suitable surrogate that can carry and give birth to a creature so genetically distinct. A successful revival would serve as a powerful proof of concept, demonstrating that we have the technology to restore unique island species on a smaller, more manageable scale. It would also be a profound act of scientific and moral atonement, an opportunity to correct a past wrong and restore a living, breathing link to a lost chapter of evolutionary history. The return of the Sardinian pika would prove that even the most obscure and distant extinctions can be reversed, a symbol of hope for a future where humanity works to bring life back to the planet, not just to erase it. We now conclude our journey with a creature that embodies the sheer majesty and spectacle of the last ice age, the Irish elk. More than just a deer, this was a magnificent giant that roamed the grasslands of Eurasia until its extinction around 7,700 years ago. Its most defining feature, and the reason for its fame, was its truly colossal set of antlers, which could span an astonishing 12 feet, 3.6 meters, from tip to tip, and weigh up to 90 pounds. These were the largest antlers of any deer species that has ever lived, a monumental crown that required an immense amount of energy and nutrition to grow each year. Its sheer size and magnificent antlers have made the Irish elk an icon of the prehistoric world, a living symbol of a lost era of megafauna. The Irish elk's extinction is believed to have been a result of a changing climate and the loss of its habitat, as its immense antlers made it difficult to navigate through the new, dense forests that grew as the climate warmed. Because of this, it is seen as a key candidate for de-extinction. Scientists have a rich source of well-preserved remains, offering an excellent foundation of DNA. The goal is to one day use cloning and gene editing to bring this magnificent herbivore back to life, perhaps with a modern deer as a surrogate. The purpose of its revival is not just to bring back a magnificent animal, but to reintroduce a keystone herbivore to its native grasslands. By re-establishing the Irish elk, scientists hope to restore a crucial part of a lost ecosystem, helping to maintain open fields and prevent them from being overgrown by forests. It's a vision that seeks to return a symbol of raw natural beauty and power to a world that has long forgotten its true magnificence. As we conclude our journey through the incredible world of de-extinction, from the colossal woolly mammoth and the iconic Tasmanian tiger to the magnificent Irish elk, one truth becomes clear. Extinction is no longer the final word. The possibility of bringing these animals back is a monumental testament to humanity's scientific ingenuity, a powerful and humbling dream that seeks to not only resurrect lost species, but to also heal the ecosystems they left behind. But what do you think? Which of these animals would you most want to see walk the earth once more? Let us know in the comments below. If you were as fascinated by this bold scientific vision as we were, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us continue to explore the breathtaking limits of science and imagination. Until next time, stay curious and remember, the past may not be as gone as we think.